Hi everyone, it's Sunday, September 18th, time for another HideNet Week in Review. I'm Vera Tordick. Let's start with the U.S. this week because everyone breathed a big sigh of relief as a major freight rail strike was averted, and that's because it would have been a disaster for every industry, including hides. Otherwise, everyone was back to work after last week's Labor Day holiday, but no one was really crowing about spectacular sales during the period. Overall, prices changed little, if at all. Heavy Texas steers were the ones to add to their price this past week, with sales anywhere from $26 to $29 for 62-64 pound selections. And even though interest is up, cow sellers are still finding sales to be challenging. At least some are well positioned and they aren't yet pressed to sell. So we also now have export figures again, and the USDA did indeed provide data for the missing weeks. We have it all in our US weekly report, so you can find it there. Looking at the totals for the most recent week, which is the one ending September 8th, combined export sales for the holiday shortened week were 411,600. And that total is 58% more than the previous week. Combined shipments for the week were fabulous at 690,900, and that's 34% more than the previous week. Slaughter for the week ending yesterday, Saturday the 17th, was 10% higher at 667,000. This coming week, all eyes will be on Lineapel, which starts on Tuesday, to see what market indications it might give us. Editor Andrea Guolo will be there for HideNet, and he'll be providing reports from the fair, so keep an eye out for those. Otherwise, prices in Europe were fluctuating last week, and that depends on the origin and the selection. Looking at the UK and Ireland, sales there are steady and demand is increasing, actually. The British 36 Plus is still at 83 to 85 cents sterling per kilo, and the Irish one is still at 95 cents to €1. For European bulls, the latest negotiations were actually showing an upward trend, and that's because there are some signs of more interest. Consequently, northern German bulls were up by 10 cents at €1.20 to 25 cents per kilo, and that's for the 40 plus kilo selections. European cows, on the other hand, had a good number of sales during the week, but prices were on the decline. And meanwhile, in the veal sector, everything is still the same, with supply limited and prices high. In his analysis, Andrea discusses some corporate acquisitions that took place in Italy and what those signify for the sector. And he also runs down the situation heading into the all-important Milan fairs this week. From South America, editor Ronald Veal reports that raw material prices continued their decline. And last week, fresh hides were down another 5 cents to $1.61 per kilo. The reference price of TR1 was unchanged, however, at US 76 cents per square foot. The other Latin origins were again stable this week. In other news from Brazil, the leather sector will be at Lineapel and Simac Tanning Tech next week. Grendene and one Arezzo brand factory both got sustainable origin certification. From elsewhere in Latin America, Argentina's slaughter continues to grow slowly. And in Mexico, the manufacturing of leather is increasing, and the Tendencia Cero fair brought together 400 footwear manufacturers, designers, and buyers. In Peru, they have extended the anti-dumping duties on imported Chinese footwear for another 5 years. And in Uruguay, the Meat Workers Union has resolved to hold a 24-hour strike. And that is all we have for today. And as I mentioned, keep an eye out for Andrea's videos from the fair this week. And otherwise, we'll see you next week. Good night from HideNet.